Hello, I'm Kirsty of First Melodies, your first steps into music, melodies and making memories. And today we're going to talk about my 5 tips for getting you started out on the guitar and for beginners. So let's get right into it. Now the first biggest tip I can give to you is that you have to want to do it. You have had to show curiosity and you want to know how to play this beautiful sounding instrument. That's a good first step. But also, when you're buying your first guitar, you really need to do your research because the strings can differ, the body shape can differ, the size of the guitar can differ. Even the fretboard has different shapes for your hands, especially when you're picking an electric guitar. So there's lots of things to think about, so make sure when you're buying your first guitar, you ask a professional, which is either your music teacher, going into a music shop and having a play around with different size guitars, different types of guitars, because your age and your hand size are gonna mean it makes a difference whether your guitar feels comfortable or not to play. It would also probably be the make or break decision on whether you carry it on or not, because if you're not feeling comfortable with the instrument that you've picked, then you're probably more likely not going to carry it on. So really make sure you buy the right guitar that's almost made for you. My second tip is to just pick it up and play it. I always say to my students, pick up the guitar and just show me how you would play it. And it might sound a little bit like that, but do you know what? That is the first step to success. You are having a go at it, you are just playing it as you feel comfortable, and then me as a teacher, I'm there to help you show the correct positions, the correct form, the correct techniques, the right finger positions and things like that. Now, not one size fits all, we're all different, we're all unique. Some things might come naturally to you, some things might need work. Now, my main goal is to make sure you are comfortable in my lessons and you feel comfortable when you're playing it. Now, a lot of beginners tend to have their guitar like this because they want to see the frets, they need to see where the fingers are going, especially when we use stickers and they're trying to look for the stickers. So yes, as a music teacher, it's right for me to correct their posture, but at the same time while they're learning, they sometimes need to tilt their guitar a bit in order to see what they're doing and learn and get that muscle memory and things like that. So just picking it up and being comfortable with it and playing it in your own little way is great. It gives you a feel for it, it gets you to experiment, and music was all about experimenting and finding your own unique way of doing things. You might do this and think, oh, what's that? In a one-to-one lesson, you can ask your teacher and your teacher can tell you, well, that's a slide. You've just figured out how to do a slide, which is a technique in guitar. So it's a great way to learn things, or for your teacher to help you pick up things if you've experimented and found something and want to know what it is or what it does. Think about the guitar as going to the gym. If you have the right form, position, posture, everything's going to be a lot easier, even if it feels a little bit difficult at the start, but the more you do it, the more in sync you get with your instrument and the better you do at performing with it. So if you're getting the wrong postures, it might mean in the long run that you're going to find the guitar more difficult. But at the same time, I don't want to make you feel uncomfortable at the start, so no pressure there. But just be aware, no pain, no gain. Your fingers are going to hurt. This is why most beginners start with nylon strings. My strings, they're a lot more sharper, and I use quite thin strings, so they do dig into your fingers, and you're going to get something called calluses eventually, which means when you consistently play and you practice often, your fingers will harden and get rough, which makes it easier to play because it gives you a little bit of a barrier against your soft skin. But whilst you're a beginner, this is something you're going to have to work towards getting, so be aware your fingers will hurt. It's not an easy process. My third tip is to make sure that you learn the open strings, which are the strings you play without your fingers. So it's that sound you get when you strum just with your one right hand, or left hand if you're left-handed. So yes, they are the open strings. Make sure you learn them first. I think it's really important to learn how to tune your guitar, even with a digital tuner, right from the start, because it gets your ears training nice and early, and the more you do it, the easier it gets. And having your guitar tuned right is a great first step because it means your ears are going to eventually just know exactly how the guitar will sound. It's like helping your ears build a natural understanding of how the guitar should sound. This can take time, but do it early and in the future, you'll be awesome at it. My fourth tip is to make sure you're learning songs that you really want to learn. Pick your favourite country song, your favourite pop song, your favourite rock song, and learn that. Start simple and then grow it bigger. As a music teacher, I can simplify any song that you want to learn and make it easy for you to start learning it, and then eventually when you learn more techniques and your hand builds strength, we can learn it in the original way or the original key. But I'm here to help you learn the songs that you want to learn. So make sure you're picking the songs that you want to learn and you're just experimenting, and most of all just having lots of fun with it. And this leads me to the very, very last tip, tip 5. If you can, and when you can, try and get one-to-one lessons weekly with a teacher. It's very easy to log on to YouTube and watch videos like this and learn a few things, but without a one-to-one teacher and that weekly encouragement, you might not be as consistent in your playing, you might not develop things right, you might learn wrong techniques, and you haven't got that one-to-one support which can give you that instant advice in something that you're playing. And sometimes things are misread or misguided on Google, so having that one-to-one teacher can really help you perform better in your chosen instrument. And you also might be missing out on creative learning experiences. With a one-to-one lesson, you get to jam with your teacher. You might do the tab, and then your teacher might do the chords. And then you can swap places, so you do the chords and your guitar teacher does the tab, and it's just a great learning experience to learn to perform in front of people for one, and to just experiment to the full. Learn the songs that you want, don't miss any techniques. One-to-one lessons just give you that extra thing that you really, really need, and if you're really, really serious about learning this, I really advise getting them weekly, because that is going to give you the practice that you need to grow and develop in your chosen instrument. I hope you enjoyed my 5 first steps to beginner guitar and just picking it up and getting started with it. I'll be posting more videos like this, so keep your eyes out, and I'll see you soon. I'm Kirsty of First Melodies, your first steps into music melodies and making memories, and good luck with your guitar journey. Bye!
First